What's up, guys? This is Mr. Erdogan here, and this is episode 3 of my new series to help you guys learn how to read music. Now, in my last episode, I left you guys with 3 music math questions. Did you find the answers to all 3 questions? Well, let's look at the answers together. But before we begin, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure you like this video if you find it helpful or interesting. And if at any time you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them as quickly as possible. Now, let's get back to our questions. First, let's remember what each of our notes are worth. If you remember, the quarter note was worth 1 beat, our half note was worth 2 beats, and the whole note was worth 4 beats. Now let's go ahead and try to plug that information into our questions to see if we can get to the right answers. So our first question was 1 quarter note plus a whole note plus a half note. So to get to that answer, we can just basically replace the notes with the number of beats to help us find the answer. And that's it. It turns into a really simple math equation after that. So after we do this, we have 1 plus 4 plus 2. And that basically equals 7. Did you get 7? I hope you did. Let's move on to question 2. For question 2, we had a whole note plus another whole note plus a half note. And that would turn into 4 plus 4 plus 2, which would equal 10. Is that what you got? Let me know in the comments below. And for our third question, we had a whole note minus a half note plus a quarter note, which would turn into 4 minus 2 plus 1, which equals 3. Now, if you happen to make any mistakes on those questions, you may want to go back to episode 2 and watch that episode again. But if you're doing okay so far, you're ready to move on. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is learn a new note. And as a reminder, let's remember that the word note can mean a couple different things. It can describe whether or not you are playing a high-pitched sound or a low-pitched sound, or it can tell you how long or how many beats you will be holding your notes for. So for now, when I say the word note, I'm talking about how long you would hold your sounds for. We'll talk about the other version later. Okay, so before we learn this new note, let's review our pizza. Remember, we had the whole pizza here, the half pizza, and the quarter pizza. And remember that the whole pizza is like our whole note, which is worth 4. Our half pizza is like our half note, which is worth 2, and our quarter pizza is like our quarter note, which is worth 1. So our next note we're going to learn is half of the quarter. Now, since it's going to be half of a quarter, do you think that's going to turn into a longer note than the quarter note or a shorter note than the quarter note? Now, let's think carefully here. So if our new note is half of our quarter note and our quarter note is 1 beat, that means our new note is going to be shorter because half of 1 beat is 0.5 beats. Now let's look at it on the pizza. Here we have our quarter, and then if we split the quarter in half, that means we will have this even smaller slice of pizza. And now let's try to figure out the name for this new note of pizza. Now, if we filled up our pizza with all slices of this new size, we would get exactly 8 slices. That means this new slice is 1/8 of a pizza, and therefore the note that corresponds to the 8th slice of pizza is called an 8th note. Okay, now that we have our new notes, let's do a little bit more music math. But this time, instead of giving me the number of beats in your answer, I want the note that you can make with the number of beats from your answer. For example, if you had a quarter note plus an 8th note plus a half note plus another 8th note, could you tell me what the final answer would be? Well, that would be 1 plus 0.5 plus 2 plus another 0.5, which would equal a total of 4. But you're not done yet. Like I said, you have to tell me the note that corresponds to the number of beats that you have in that answer. And that would mean that the answer to this question is a whole note, because a whole note is the note that has 4 beats. Okay, here's another example. What if you had a quarter note plus 2 8th notes? Well, that would be 1 beat plus 0.5 beats plus 0.5 beats, which turns into 2 beats. And the note that corresponds to that amount of beats is a half note. You doing okay so far? I hope you are. So here are your next 3 questions. And just like before, I will be giving you the answers in my next episode. Remember to please like this video if you found it helpful. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that now. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.